If you want to dominate from season 1 till season 3 as a mage main, it starts with the 3 names, and this is Velen, Thea and Wodir. They are cheap, powerful and unlock early in Call of Dragons. Don't waste your medals otherwise. Now those 3 heroes are covering rage regeneration, AoE damage and also utility, and I'm going to start maybe what kind of legions most likely you're going to have. The first legion is going to be obvious, it's going to be Wodir. Now specific thing about the Wodir that you have to know is he's not having diffused damage. I think a lot of people underestimate this thing, and for me personally was extremely hard to put myself away from Wodir and not even use him after 2 years playing Call of Dragons. I mean, it's even more from 2 years. I still play Call of Dragons with mage and I was looking to get Wodir there. Now the Wodir is something like a balanced hero. He's going to provide you with spell damage, hero skill damage bonus, can go up to 15%. I'm not so sure I want to go that much in the details of these heroes, but at the end of the day, this is what actually make one hero, the skills he is having. And at the same time, this is, I think, the biggest advantage that the Wodir is having, because here you're reducing the attack by 20%. That means if you get hit for 1000, it's going to be 800. Which is crazy stuff. And also awakening is one of the most easiest thing that you can actually do, and if I show you all of my epic heroes, all of them are awakened just because it's so easy to awake. It's so easy to awake epic heroes. Now obviously in the season 1 is going to be a little more hard, but at the end of the day, if you start with League of Order, all of the quests that you're going to do in this faction is going to give you Wodir tokens. Same for Wilderberg is going to be Bahar tokens, and for Spring Warden is going to be Guan Win tokens. So you have to use this also advantage of right starting faction. And at this point, if you're in the season 1, you most likely already have chosen your faction, and I think there is just a lot of guides on YouTube about which is the best faction for the mages. I think this is obvious. I don't think I have to mention this thing in the video, but League of Order is the main faction for mages. You basically double your mages with Celestials. Just by starting from there, you are like ahead 2 times over the enemy if you're using mages. Now specific thing about the Wodir and what I like about this hero is having a skill tower tree. Now these days with generation 1, generation 2, 3, right now we're waiting for generation 4 mages, the skill tower tree become a scarcity. You have Wodir with skill tower tree, you have Lilia, which is, you know, a hero that you have to basically buy. You cannot use universal tokens on this hero, so one time you buy this hero is not going to be enough if you want to develop this hero, and you have to buy the second package and etc. All the packages is in the VIP shop that you can unlock in Call of Dragons with the real money. There is no other way around, let's say it like this. So Lilia is having skill tower tree and Bertrand is having the skill tower tree. And lately we're having also Bahorn that is having a skill tower tree. So this is the heroes that is having the skill tower tree. By the way, if let me check it out, double check, is there some skill tower tree? No, actually no. This is the 4 heroes that is having the tower tree that is built for the mages. And one of them is actually Wodir. It's an epic hero that is going to give you this advantage, because people are going to say, oh, what kind of advantage? Now this type of advantage, 8% more hero skill damage bonus, more advantage. I mean, okay, this thing you may not need that much, but there is just so many boosters in this type of heroes that is going to support the damage output of your heroes. Obviously here we have also artifacts, we have also pets that is going to boost the total legion performance. But yeah, the first hero is Wodir, And I don't think I have to speak more. I think the majority of the audience know what we're talking about. Now, the good thing about the Warrior is paired with Velen. We're jumping over the second March in Call of Dragons. And believe it or not, if you're free to play, Velen is a hero from the gold keys, you know, so this is going to give you easy access to this hero. So from the gold keys you can actually get it. Now I start over in Call of Dragons 2 times in the last 1 year, and every time I start there's something new there. Right now, from the latest pictures one person sent me in the Discord, I saw that the Velen and Garwood is the first heroes that is going to be in the gold chest, so you have like 50% chance to get the Velen. Now, what is specific thing about the Velen? Now, first of all, the synergy between Velen and Warrior. If you watch my videos, you're going to know that when the Warrior hit, he applied this Hair Frost, which is reducing the march speed of the enemy legion, and from there Velen Awakened is getting benefit by 400 extra damage. Now, why it's so like Warrior compared to the Velen is having this diffused damage. I don't like diffused damage because that means if there is like 2 legions, you're not going to hit the same like you hit 1 legion. Obviously you're going to do more damage, but at the end of the day I don't like that much diffused damage, but it's something that applies to all AoE heroes. Even the marksmans, we get presented with the marksmans that is doing some AoE damage, and here we actually don't have defense diffused damage, which is crazy. Physical damage target 50 if the target blah blah blah, physical damage additional. Yeah, we don't have a diffused damage. Maybe Urak from the cavalry. Yeah, only mages have diffused damage at the moment, which is very strange. I have this memory that also the other heroes is having some diffused damage, but yeah, it is what it is. Mages still have the advantage that they're hitting from very far, and imagine somebody throw a bow at you from very far and doing AoE damage over your marches. So yeah, the other hero is Velen, because in the season 1, most likely if you're free to play, even if you're a WoW spender, you're not going to have Awakened Velen. Okay, you're not going to have it. It's extremely strong, extremely hard. Even in Roots of War or other events where you're going to have the opportunity to, I'm not so sure about the Roots of War in the season 1, but it's going to be extremely hard for you to awake this hero in a single season. Even if you buy daily bundles, currently I'm working over my move and I buy the daily bundles and you can see the progress. This lady here still need a lot of work on. It's like 1, 2, 3 more skill levels she's needing, and you can see that's like 75 for 1 skill. So the things is very hard when it's time for awakening heroes, especially the was like 4 skills. Even I can say 5 skills. The most easy one is the first 5, the most hard one is the last 5. It is what it is. There is a progression how many tokens you need for each awakening. But till season 1, season 2, maybe if you're very lucky, and maybe season 3 you're going to have a Velen Awakened. Or if you get him more faster, obviously it's going to be better, and the synergy there is going to be absolutely crazy. Now, this is for the Velen and Warrior. Obviously these heroes work hand to hand. Now from there, what you can actually else do is going to be focused over the third hero that I mentioned, and this is Thea. Now Thea is universal hero. This hero here is one of the best heroes in Call of Dragons. One of the best heroes in Call of Dragons. And the answer is simple. This hero is providing synergy, which is going to, you know, give you 15% more hero skill damage, which is crazy. You cannot get this thing from your talents, and this is just one of the spells. The other one is providing survivability. 1000 shield is pretty decent number. Now I think Madeline is giving like 1.2k if I remember right. if I first of all, if I see her, because I didn't actually see her from a long time, yeah, shield factor 1.2, and I think the downfield is giving also good shield. Skill damage shield factor 600. Okay, the downfield shield is not that great, but still, Thea is going to be on the second place by the shield, and having better survivability, you're going to hit more harder on the battlefield. Now, we already see that Thea, obviously this hero should be with Celestials. You're going to get some benefits having Celestials, like increasing the attack by 10% and march speed by 20%. Here you have to make some synchronization, obviously, in your Legion, in the Talon skill tree of your heroes, to make this hero have a same amount of march speed. Why is this important? Because you know you're going to hit in same time and you're going to retreat in same time, and especially when there is a long distance, for example from your castle to the battlefield, all these two legions is going to, you know, move together. This is going to help you if you get struck by cavalry, even though I don't know how much is going to help you if you get struck by cavalry, but it's not going to kill your legions one by one. This is what I mean, and you're going to use all the forces together if you face cavalry on your way. So, and finally, Thea Awakened is going to give you 1000 shield factor for the get a shield to 2 nearly friendly legions, including Thea Legion. So this thing is going to even support you in your survivability. Now, from there come the question. Okay, you said three heroes. You said Waldir, you said Velen, you said Thea. What now? What is going? This is not like 2 full legions. This is legion and half. Now Thea, you can actually pair it with different type of heroes. Let's start from there. Now, if you want to spend something in Call of Dragons, you can go Thea, Lilia Thea. Lilia is having the skill tower tree, absolutely beautiful, and you're going to do a lot of damage. Now, it's not actually only Lilia. Even though the majority of the players are going to pair Lilia with Thea, it's not only Lilia Thea. We also have other heroes. Now, the other heroes that I think is going to be very good, in my opinion, is going to be Mu Thea. Currently, Mu is a generation 2 hero. From here you can see the generation of this hero. This hero is generation 2, so it's going to be present in the season 1. Now in the season 2. In season 1, the best you can get is actually Lilia. Or you can get, for example, Elwyn or maybe Atios, but still I don't think this is a good combination, I'm not gonna lie. Now Atios, if you want to pick some epic hero, Atios, the great advantage is this thing. Have a 30% chance to get 60 rage. So this means he's going to get more and more rage. But at the same time, what is the main power of this legion? It's having just one skill that is doing 800 damage. If the Thea is awakened, yes, I totally understand. This is going to increase the survivability of rest of the legions. But still, if you don't want to make a second team in the season 1, is completely fine. You can go with Waldir Velen. Now in the season 2, you have so many options. Now one of the options that I was thinking, it was actually Bahorn. Now Thea paired with Celestials is going to give you crazy amount of damage because Thea is huge booster. From there, Bahorn is going to give you critical rate 20% for 5 seconds. Also is AoE damage dealer, also is having the skill talent tree. Now for the Thea, people are showing crazy reports with the Thea, but there is a reason behind. Because Thea is doing absolutely crazy, is boosting so much the attack of the legions. Here we're having attack bonus up to 15%. From here we get attack bonus 10%. From here we get, when legion get a shield, their attacks increased from 10 up to 30%. So more attack bonus, you know, you see that stack of the attack bonus, and this increase the spell damage, it's increased the normal attack, all these things, which is absolutely beautiful for Thea. But so far from the reports I see, I'm still, you know, progressing over my Mu. Mu Thea is going to be the second legion you're going to build, even though that Mu actually is a hero that I think you have to buy. I mean the legendary version. Don't get me wrong, the epic Mu is not that good. Epic Mu is not that good. Legendary version. and it's one-time investment because you basically have to purchase, I think there were some fruits, you purchase these fruits and Mu Xiang is becoming a legendary hero. Now for Mu Xiang you can actually use universal medals there, and I think this is also very important because if you want to go with Lilia, you have to buy all the packs to make this hero awakened. In the same time, if you get to Mu, you just need these tokens, and yeah, it's not from the gold keys, it's not that free to play, let's say it like this, but it's a good compliment for Thea. Mu Thea is doing amazing job, a lot of damage, and the main reason is again Thea is boosting by a lot the damage. At the same time, Mu is giving this damage do bonus up to 6%, 3 stacks, this is 18% damage output. That means you're going to hit hard also with artifacts, you're going to hit hard with your troops. If you run this legion with Celestials, even better, because you're going to get benefits also from the Thea. And also Mu is having this spell where it's doing AoE damage, it's basically 1.3k, but it's reduced 1.3k, and from there every jump to other enemy legion is going to get reduced by 40%, but still is doing pretty decent damage. Also she's going to provide you with some healing, obviously 150 healing factor for your legion and 100 for 2 surrounding legions, so you're going to also get some survivability there with Mu Xiang with the Thea. So that's why I think maybe this is one of the options, but Thea is for sure a hero that you have to have. Now the other option was with Bahorn. I think it's also good pick, Bahorn Thea, especially with Celestials. You're going to focusing more over the normal attack damage from this going you know, for the skill damage. Now if you don't like anything here in the season 2, in the season 3 you're going to be presented with Thunderlin. Thunderlin is a hero from Wikispin. I'm actually going over the most cheap version you can actually go. You can play Waldir Velen 2 seasons. In the 3rd season you can get actually Thunderlin, and Thunderlin is doing AoE damage. Also is boosting the shield. I mean, you can see Magic Legion led by this hero gets 30% magic attack and provides 20% more shield and healing, so this is also a good option if you're like free to play, and you don't want to buy absolutely anything. I think these 2 marches till Generation 2 is going to serve you very well. Now you can get Bertrand also, you know, because he's from the Wikispin. I think it's a good hero, but Bertrand Tocher is, yeah, they deserve other videos. So far we're speaking about the free-to-play and getting the max value from your heroes. And Awakened Thunderlin is going to give you skill factor 450, is hitting like 2 times, is doing AoE damage, but still, as most of the mages, we have diffused damage. Each legion takes 50% less damage per additional target, up to maximum 50%. 50% is basically your spell on half, so it's something that I really don't like that much. But Awakened is going to increase it to damage factor 500. Rest is absolutely the same, so I think Thunderlin Thea, if you don't want to put money in any other hero, is going to be also very nice fit. Even though that I think Mu Tale is something that you have to consider a little. So this is the 3 heroes that I personally think is going to be extremely valuable in Call of Dragons. So if I have to sum up, we're talking about the Velen, Thea, Waldir. AoE, rage regeneration, and utility. They scale well with WoW spenders, even free to play. This is comments from other people that when I speak with them in my Discord. By the way, you're going to find the Discord link in the description below if you're not already there. Easy to be get it and don't require full Awakened early, especially the Thea. I can say Thea definitely don't require fully Awakened. You can make her like 5-1, 5-1, even though basically opening the first 3 skills and make this one and this one level 5. And that's all. This is all you actually need from the Thea. Waldir is going to be easy to be awakened. Now Velen, all of the spells of the Velen are extremely aggressive. If you check it out, Velen, you're going to notice that all of the spells are aggressive. Skill damage factor, march speed reduction. From here, the first spell is always extremely valuable. The second one is hero skill damage bonus 15%, march speed bonus 20. Very valuable. The other one, hero critical rate bonus. Now, if you have Velen with the hero that is having the skill tower tree, in the skill tower tree, you're going to have chance to get focus for 10% skill critical over the skills, so you're going to end up with 20%. That means every fifth skill is going to, you know, make a critical. And also Legion defense, magic defense reduction, march speed reduction. These some debuffs. This hero is just absolutely crazy, absolutely beautiful spells. It's not even like Lilia. Lilia is having this thing that is Drazing Inferno, that is peacekeeping bonus, and I still don't understand why the game don't actually make the peacekeeping do damage over the behemoths. This is the last information I have. It don't do damage over the behemoths, so it ends this question in my head, why we actually need this peacekeeping. But yeah, she's having that, okay? She's having that. So yeah, this will be for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, what is your personal preference, which hero you want to go for. And yeah, wish you a great day. Don't forget to like, it helps a lot. Subscribe if you're new. I wish you a great day. See you in the next video.